Here in Coffin County, I have probably one of the greatest examples of anti-common sense that I could possibly ask for. It has to do with the medians in between the divided highways. Specifically, Highway 80 and also parts of I-20. Kaufman County has seen fit to put in what they call cable railings. In doing so, I believe it allowed them to qualify for federal highway funds. I think they were for the highway, who knows? I'm pretty sure they didn't use it for that. But these cable railings are the most ridiculous thing I think I've ever seen. We have an S-curve here in my county where Highway 80 goes underneath a railroad bridge. And I'm told that it curves like it does because someone didn't want to sell their property to make it go straight through. In this S-curve, there is the perfect solution to dividing a highway. And you've probably seen these things. They're concrete and they're pretty good size. They're angled up and then they go straight up and then there's a cap. They also make portable versions. I know you've seen those in the big cities. But we have both of these different types of dividers on the same road. And the funny thing is, and you'll see this in the short video, the cable railing is in the median, and the median is about 3 feet lower than the road. And so when you're driving by, you can barely see the thing. First thing that crossed my mind after realizing it was a motorcyclist's worst nightmare was that if a car was going 70 miles an hour and crossed the median, it wouldn't stop it. It wouldn't even deflect it. The car would run right over it because it's in a ditch. You just can't make these things up. So anyway, about the motorcyclist part. These things are made with a post made of metal set in concrete 3 feet high. Through this post, high tension cables. And they terminate at certain points by going from the post at an angle into the ground, and then they're tied into a concrete, I don't know what you'd call it, but it's like a concrete base with a big ring in it, and the cables go in. And I don't know that it's a super bad idea, but man, it sure looks like it to me. First thing I imagined was if a motorcyclist went into one of those, probably wouldn't live. And then the family would sue the state. Just not smart. And while we're on the subject of damage on these cables, which a lot of them have had, you have to come back out, remove the entire cable, and some of them are miles long, and put a whole new one in, and they're stainless steel. So that's going to cost a fortune. Probably spent 5 times what they would have spent on concrete barriers by putting in this cable system and having to have them redone about once a year on an average, sometimes more, on I-20 anyway. There's a wreck on that thing every day. So anyway, here's 2 short videos that I put together. This is the type of fence that makes absolutely no common sense whatsoever. The roadway is 2 feet above the cement that these are sitting in. Anytime anything hits one of these, the entire cable has to be replaced. Some of them run for anywhere from a half a mile to a mile long in between keepers, for lack of a better term, at the end. That's not stopping anybody from doing anything unless it's a motorcycle. This type of barrier is common sense.